Well, it's been a long time since I've seen you guys, but holy hell, I'm here. I'm back. I'm finally done with my sophomore year in college. So here I am. I'm back. And I'm wearing this because my hair is kind of shit at the moment. So I just wore this so to hide to make it at least look a bit better. But yeah, here we are. If you've seen the title, if you've seen the thumbnail, yes, I will be combining my reviews for both Mortal Kombat 2 and Devil Wears Prada 2 for this video. They're both going to be in this video. So, Mortal Kombat 2 is another film adaptation of the famous video game, and this is the sequel to Mortal Kombat 2021. And it follows our fan favorite champions, now joined by Johnny Cage himself, as they are pitted against one another in the ultimate battle to defeat the dark rule of Shao Kahn that threatens the very existence of Earthrealm and its defenders. So, I actually watched this opening weekend last month, like first week of May, opening weekend. I was there. I watched this. It is now June 7th, and I was just never able to make a review on this because I had a lot of requirements. I really did. I had a lot of requirements, and next thing I know, it's fucking final season, and I was just absolutely barraged with a bunch of exams and a bunch of papers and shit. But I'm here now, so let's do it. 1 month later. Holy hell, I'm so late. Oh my god. Okay, but fuck it, I'm here. Now, I'm not someone who's super aware of the lore of Mortal Kombat, but I have played the games and I am familiar with the characters. And I remember when the 2021 movie came out, I was pretty excited. I was like, "Oh, new Mortal Kombat movie, and it's R-rated. Oh shit, okay." I was pretty excited. Now, for context, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of that movie. I thought it was decent. I thought it was okay, but I thought they did a pretty piss poor job with the action, especially because that's what Mortal Kombat is most known for: is the martial arts and the action and the hand to hand. And it was pretty obvious that they were also just testing the waters with what they could make with the Mortal Kombat movie. Like, we didn't even get to the tournament. And that's fine because I know about the budget constraints. They probably had a lot of constraints behind the scenes, and I get it. That's fine. But yeah, with that being said, Mortal Kombat 2 is far superior. It's a far superior Mortal Kombat movie. It's a far superior movie. I think this is the Mortal Kombat movie we've all been waiting for. Like, they definitely go for it this time. They definitely get a lot of things right. I mean, similar to the first one, the writing is terrible. It's horrendous. A lot of very cheesy, corny, and stinker lines and dialogue. Super shit, but at the same time, it adds a charm to the movie. Kind of like for the first 15 minutes, I was genuinely thinking to myself, I'm really not liking this. But man, once it gets to a certain point, the movie fucking flies. And I think a huge part to why that is Carl Urban as Johnny Cage. He was fucking great. Super charming, super entertaining, really funny. Him and Kano actually, deadly fucking combination. Got me laughing a lot. Got me laughing really hard a lot. And I think, yeah, once again, Josh Lawson as Kano is just amazing. Perfect. He's perfect. I love him. And whenever Johnny or Kano aren't on screen, I genuinely just think to myself, when are we gonna get them back? I want to see them again. Come on, bring them back, please. And yeah, they were really great. Matter of fact, there's a fight scene in this movie involving Johnny, and I was absolutely ecstatic. I loved it mainly because he pulls out a certain move, and I freaked the fuck out in the cinema. I swear to God, when Johnny pulls this certain move, I genuinely leaped out of my seat onto my friend, and I was like, "Yo!" I was just super excited about it, and yeah, I love that. That's like I love that. That was really cool. We watched this with a huge audience too. The theater was almost packed. And they were also really digging it, reacting to a lot of scenes, laughing a lot. And yeah, I really love that. I really do feel like this is the Mortal Kombat movie fans have been waiting for. A lot of fan service. The fight scenes this time around too are far better. At least most of them. I still think there's a lot of room for improvement, especially when you watch movies like The Raid or John Wick, where you have these big martial arts movies that do it right. I really hope more the next Mortal Kombat movie can actually really get it right, like those martial arts movies, because that's what Mortal Kombat is known for. That's what I want to see, you know. But there is a fight scene between Liu Kang and Kung Lao in this movie that is pretty awesome, pretty fucking awesome. I dug it a lot. When it comes to the visuals, you can definitely tell they're making the most out of their budget because similar to the first one, they weren't exactly given a big budget. I'm pretty sure the first one had less than 60 million, like 50 something million. This one had 68 million reportedly. That's not exactly a big budget. Like it's been like that's I wouldn't say that's indie level, but it's definitely not blockbuster level. So, but yeah, you can definitely see where the money's going. I did really like that the visual style of the movie, even though there's a lot of obvious green screen, they were still trying to make it look good. They were still trying to make it a visually interesting movie, and I really really like that. Like you can tell where the money's going. So I do hope when they're gonna make a third one, I hope they do make a third one. They give it a big budget. I hope Warner Brothers does give it a bigger budget because I can really see the potential, and I do hope when they make a third one. No offense, I don't mean to offend anyone, but I do hope they get a different director. Uh, I feel like someone like Chad Stahelski or Gareth Evans or someone who's more experienced with action scenes. I feel like you can hand the reins to him or her or yeah, whoever is more experienced with martial arts movies. But yeah, also Katana was a surprise. She was really great. I feel like I can't talk about this movie without talking about her. The marketing really slept on her and her role in this movie, considering she has a pretty huge role in this film. I thought she was great. I thought she was really good. Shao Kahn, for the most part, was pretty imposing. I really have nothing else to say. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I think it is the best Mortal Kombat film adaptation we've gotten, considering I don't really have a lot of nostalgia for the 1995 version. I didn't exactly really grow up with that. So, like, when I first watched it, I was like, eh. And then, of course, we have fucking Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which is just genuinely one of the worst movies I have ever seen.
Brother, you're alive. Too bad you will die.
And yeah, I think fans are really gonna appreciate this. And yeah, I'm gonna give Mortal Kombat to a B. So yeah, here we go. Another sequel that I watched last month. Holy shit, I'm really sorry, guys. So I just had a lot of requirements. The fact that I'm doing reviews for this movie for these movies a month later, it's really crazy. But here you go. At least I'm making it, right? Right? So yeah, Devil Wears Prada 2 once again follows Andy as she reunites with Miranda Priestley as they navigate their careers amid the decline of traditional magazine publishing. Now, I am someone who grew up with the first Devil Wears Prada, mainly because my mom absolutely adores that movie and she was playing that movie a lot in our household. But I haven't seen the original in a very long time. I think the last time I saw it, I was 11? I'm now 20, by the way. Holy shit, yeah, I haven't seen it in a very, very long time. I do remember some bits and pieces here and there. But yeah, the fact that we have a sequel 20 years later to a 2000s movie is crazy. But there's something I dig about that. Don't get me wrong, I definitely think this movie is an absolute cash grab. But at the end of the day, it's a pretty solid movie and a pretty solid sequel. I think for a sequel 20 years later, they definitely went in a certain direction that I appreciated. It's nice seeing all these characters back and interacting with one another. And I like that the movie does put in the effort to add more insight to these characters instead of just rehashing their old dynamics. Even though they do that, you know, sometimes. But I think at least they do make the effort to try to add something new. I loved a lot of the bittersweet payoffs that came with the movie when it came to these characters, particularly Nigel, played by Stanley Tucci. The movie also does touch on the state of media and journalism in our day and age, because these characters work for a magazine company, and let's be fucking honest. When was the last time we all read the physical magazine? And the film tackles these ideas, and I do think it was a great idea to go down that route, that direction, to at least justify the existence of this 20-year sequel. I thought that was definitely the way to go. Although I do think they don't fully dive into these themes as much as I wanted them to. It felt very surface level, almost to what I felt like with Barbie. Performances all around are great. Anne Hathaway and Meryl Streep just pick it up They just pick it up like the first movie released yesterday. It's crazy. Stanley Tucci was great. Emily Blunt was entertaining. Hell, Justin Theroux and BJ Novak are in this movie, and they got the most laughs from me for sure. There is also a romance subplot in this movie between Andy and this guy she meets, and I think that was absolutely the weakest part of this movie. Like super inconsequential. I can take it out of the movie and it'll still be the same movie. Like super weak romance, super weak storyline. I didn't really see the use for it. I'm gonna be honest. Just it was just so dull and uninteresting, and I think the movie is also a bit too long. At a certain point, I was kind of getting tired. I was losing interest in the plot, and I was just really getting tired. And it felt like they were rehashing some things from the first to just bloat the runtime and to just really give us some fan service. And yeah, there's that. But with that being said, like I mentioned, payoffs are good, and I think this is a solid sequel that will probably satisfy a lot of the fans of the original. I do love that in the big 2026 we're getting a movie that absolutely feels like it's from the 2000s. I do really like that they went for that. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. I'm gonna give Devil Wears Prada 2 a C plus. This is definitely one of those movies that it has to be for you, or at least you have to get what they're going for if you haven't watched the original. So yeah, there's that. Make do with that. Yeah. So those are my reviews for Mortal Kombat 2 and Devil Wears Prada 2. Sorry, I'm super late to the party, but if this review was of use to you, be nice to like and continue to support the channel. I will now be filming reviews for two movies I just saw this week. I think you already know what they are. You'll see. I will also be putting them out within the day or tomorrow. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very shortly.